Hi guys, welcome to Simproved, Fresh speaking here, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are going to build the perfect house to start your Sims game with. So since the Sims 4 is now free to play, the base game is for everyone out now. You can go over to Origin and download this and keep the game forever. I thought we are going to build a starter house. So for those who are super new here in the Sims, if you create some Sims, they have a starting budget, and usually it's really hard to build a house with just these little simoleons they give you, which is I think 20,000 plus 2,000 for every grown-up and 500 for every child. So I wanted to create a starter house for 2 adults and a child, so a small little family, I thought, because this is usually what people start with, or at least they start with one Sim and want to at least, found a family, which in my opinion would be with a spouse or partner and a child, right? So this will have 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, an office, kitchen, dining room, and living room. So it's really big. It's the perfect layout in my opinion to play with. Your Sims will, have the fastest pathways to go through the house. It's all really well connected and central. You have a great yard and gardening area. And I will also put in some really cool skill objects that are actually very pricey to get your Sims, some skills, and also with that to get some money as well. I started with just the box. It is, I think, 9 by 8. And later in the video, I will, of course, as always, show you the layout itself if you want to rebuild this. But you can also download this, of course, on the Sims 4 gallery for free. I will put the download link in the video description down below. Yeah, so basically I wanted to build something pretty easy. In my opinion, this is the best layout you can have for a Sims house for a family of 3. Plus, you can change the office into another kid's room. So theoretically, you could even have 2 kids in here. So that's totally possible. I was inspired by like these Swedish Scandinavian houses, the typical red hut cottage kind of vibe, which was a huge trend, I think, 2 years ago, I think since base game. And since this is also just using base game and not any of the other packs and no CC, so you don't have to download any other mods or custom content, nothing like that. This is a base game house and you can just download this, put it into your game and, start the game right away. The Swedish style was possible because this is base game, like I said, and they have this cool red paneling with the white trims on the edges. And I thought, okay, Swedish house it is. Maybe not suiting for Willow Creek, which is the neighborhood I built this in. But I just thought I need this. I wanted to try out the red. Anyways, for those really new here, you can easily change wallpapers and stuff like that. Just, hit the shift key while painting something and the whole room or the whole block of the house will be, painted in that color. Anyways, I wanted for the interior to have it a very sleek, modern kind of style. Also, usually the objects that are the cheapest are also a little bit more on the modern side. I wanted to use usually just white or beige, super bland colors so that you yourself can, fill in the colors and change it to your style or the personality of your Sims family, stuff like that. But yeah, I thought I'm going to keep this a little bit more minimal, also because I don't have that many simoleons, to decorate and clutter this whole house. Anyway, so this is what we do here. So yeah, the layout is actually pretty cool. If you come in, you have the stairs that's going up right on the right side. To the left is your kitchen, and through the dining room and through the hallway foyer kind of thing, you can get into the living room. I even put in a TV, which is one of the most priciest things here in the house. It's like 1,400 simoleons, and that's like a lot in Sims terms. So if you just have one Sim living here, I think all you need to do is to delete this TV. Then you are pretty much set up for everything, I would say. since this is all like the cheapest stuff of everything, I went, like I said, with white and beige, and sometimes I could, later on I will definitely go inside and also change the wallpapers, for example, for a little bit of color. Downstairs still we are going to go with beige and grays and whites and stuff like that, but upstairs I changed a little bit of the colors in the bedrooms because they're a little bit more, you know, stylized, and also the beddings of the beds are usually very colorful a little bit, so you know, you have to spice it up a little bit. Like I said, the dining room has space for 4. I tested this house heavily, so it's all working fine. You will have 2 bathrooms where your Sims can reach the toilet, the shower, the sink. They can cook in the kitchen, and they even have the fire alarm in the kitchen. So for those starting, don't worry, your Sim will probably burn some toasts in the beginning because they can't cook. And cooking skill is a skill in The Sims, and if they're bad at any skill, they usually hurt themselves or set anything on fire or underwater or stuff like that happens. So yeah, the fire alarm had to be in there. Also, there will be like something that I usually forget is the trash can. There is a trash can outside, like a big garbage bin. And as you can see, the office has another pricey skill object, which is the computer. So the computer in The Sims is super powerful. You can start a career there, search for jobs. I think the whole programming logic skill can be taught there. You can learn writing and become a writer right away and like earn money through the computer. There's so much stuff you can do on the computer, so I definitely had to put a computer in there. That was something I definitely wanted to do. And the children's bedroom even has a big teddy bear that your Sim can hug and name, and you know, they can play with them. And I also put like a desk in there because Sim kids have to do lots of homework and stuff on desks. At least that's what I always realized while playing with The Sims. I was like, oh, this is so annoying, they have to do homework, of course. But yeah, there's your place for that as well. They can do it on the dining table too, but I just thought it's in their own room, you know, it kind of makes sense. And of course a little rug, you know, so they can play on there and stuff like that, you know, the typical kids stuff. I didn't have that much budget, so it's not very cluttered. But on the back porch, there will be an easel, which is the other skill object that I highly recommend to have. So this house has it. On the easel, your Sims can start painting, and then when the painting is done, can sell it in their inventory to the highest bidder or something like that. So that's like an automatic thing. And it's absolutely insane how much money you can rack in there. Plus, if you like the painting that your Sims painted, you can hang it on the walls. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna, you know, spend lots of simoleons for stuff on walls when you are going to fill them up anyways. Also, you can, you know, hang up your photos and selfies that your Sims do. So it's usually the walls that get cluttered pretty quickly, in my opinion, in gameplay. And also all the stuff that your Sim collects and stuff like that, they will put everywhere on tables and whatnot. So I was not that worried about the interior clutter because I really wanted to make sure that your Sims can walk around and stuff like that so that everything is usable, because this should be, you know, your best perfect starter house. And it is, in my opinion. It definitely is. Then I went back into the exterior. First I wanted to change the roof, but yeah, the roofing color was actually okay. But I definitely wanted to have some roofs over the front porch and the back porch. I just thought it looks nicer, and roofs don't cost anything. So that was good, but columns cost stuff. So I will later, I think, delete a lamp in the kids' room. Yeah, that was not really necessary. Then I started to go into the debug objects. So yeah, for those super new here, there is some cheats that I will put into the video right now that you can put into the console, and then you unlock the debug objects, which are the objects that you can see in the world all around you. They're like some low poly and low textured objects, but they're actually quite good. They cost nothing. Plus, They look nice in my opinion, you know, they're not that bad, but usually these are objects that don't bring you any skill or your Sims can't interact with. So usually I use, you know, them as plants or stones and stuff like that. So usually for if you're building on a budget, debug is the, you know, the thing to go. That's where you go shopping for all the good plants. And that's why I also had the idea to have a little patch, a little garden patch there, because gardening and collecting little seeds and stuff like that is pretty, you know, cool to do in The Sims. And since this already has a fishing spot right in front, I think this is one of the best starter lots that you can choose in Willow Creek, to be honest. So I definitely wanted to have a good and perfect starter house next to on the best starter spot, so to speak. So yeah, definitely get this house if you are just getting started, if this is like your first time playing in The Sims 4 or you're just coming back. In my opinion, this is the best layout, and it definitely isn't as pricey, and there's lots and lots of room for expansion as well, since it's so easy to drag and drop rooms and stuff like that. So yeah, in my opinion, great house, and I really hope that you like it. And kind of, you know, it's a little bit cute and whimsical and very green and gardeny, and I just thought this is something that you guys might enjoy. And maybe for those older simmers, well, you know, the ones that are already just as me, simming since the beginning, this is maybe something that inspires you, and maybe you share with me on any social media or something like that your perfect layout plan. Because in my opinion, for a starter house, the layout has to be perfect, because Sims tend to run into things, or they lay like a book on the floor because there's no free table space or something like that to put the book on, and then they can't get out of the toilet anymore because there's a book in the hallway or something like that, like that logic, you know. So I definitely wanted to avoid stuff like that. In my opinion, this is a very well connected house, you know, by the layout and the pathing. And I could even, as you can see, put some debug plants inside. So it's a little bit more decorated, but just with plants. Yeah. I definitely used lots of succulents and cacti. I think there's like a lavender kind of bush that you can size down. And also it kind of looks like a cool interior plant. But anyways, this is it, guys. I really hope that you like it. Here we are with the top-down view with the blueprint. So for those who want to rebuild this is a fairly simple house layout, and I totally recommend it. With all of my thousands and thousands of hours of building experience, in my opinion, this is the best layout you can do. And yeah, this is basically it, guys. I really hope that this was helpful. I really hope this inspired you to play a little bit more of Sims, and of course share your Sims starting stories and like what did your Sims do again in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.